So ESPN wrote an article, or I don't know who it was from ESPN that wrote this article, but they picked a breakout player for each team in the NFL, and for the Browns, they picked Tyson Campbell. I mean, isn't he already a good player?
He is. Spoiler alert, the Athletics breakout player
Yeah.
runs next week. I don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm on vacation. And I picked Quinshon Judkins because I don't think he broke out last year.
No, I agree with you.
You know?
That's a good choice.
Tyson Campbell's had his second contract. He came in. It's a fine. I understand why.
Yeah.
They're thinking he's going to take a leap. And if they trade Denzel Ward, which they should, then he's going to be the number one corner.
Yeah.
Tyson Campbell's a really good player, and he's got a chance to play himself into an extension. He's a solid NFL player. He earned that big deal. We'll see. So it's a reasonable pick, but mine was Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah, your pick is better because in my mind, I feel like a lot of people said Quinshon Judkins had a good year. He didn't really have a good year. He
had some really good moments.
He had good moments. It's clear that he's probably going to be a good player. And I think a lot of the reason why he didn't have a good year is because the offensive line was just so awful.
I think
so. That good year is there. It should have happened. But he wasn't really effective because it was hard for him to be.
I think what people look at is so you take a look at it. So here's why there's a lot of people who do believe that Quinshon Judkins had a really good year is because we go back to the quarterback and people say, oh, the quarterbacks was terrible, right? So it's the worst room. Okay, so all right, well, if I got to take the worst room, I got to take it an example and use it, right? So, okay, offensive line. They said it was one of the worst offensive line groups. No weapons.
Are we admitting the quarterback play was terrible last year?
No weapons at receiver. So if you look at what Quinshon Judkins did, you're like, okay, you don't have an offensive line. They know you can't throw the ball. Quarterbacks weren't very good last year statistically, and they had 3 or 4 different quarterbacks in there in the offense. So you look at what Quinshon Judkins did, you put a little premium on it because you're like, they know that he's the only guy, and he missed a couple of games.
Right, but listen, there was nobody on the Browns offense not named Harold Fannin that was good last year. Everybody else, in my opinion, was terrible.
Consistently.
You mean Judkins was terrible too?
Not terrible, but mostly everybody else was terrible. Judkins was fine. He was fine.
I thought he had a good year.
I can't call it a good year. Obviously, there were factors for why he didn't have a good year, just like there were factors why other players didn't have a good year. But Judkins is, I'd be shocked if he didn't have a good year this year with better talent around him. But we saw Josh Gordon have a historic year with no talent around him. Well, so, you can have a great year even on a bad team. It happens. Yeah. It's harder, but it happens. Yeah, and Harold Fannin had a good year. Harold Fannin was better than Quinshon Judkins.
Harold Fannin was awesome.
Harold Fannin was great. I mean, that's not a...
I didn't mean to say Judkins had a bad year.
Yeah.
He was fine. He was fine.